Marcus Aurelius says that nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul. Retreat to consult your own soul, and then return to face what awaits you. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor from 161 to 180 AD and is considered the last of the five good emperors. During his time, he wrote a series of autobiographical writings known as Meditations, in which he constantly advocated the pursuit of tranquility in life. While his meditations often emphasized the importance of waking up early and seizing the day, he also highlighted the importance of taking time to retreat inwardly and find calm. Thanks to his records, we have a reasonable idea of what his nightly routine might have been. In this video, we will explore 7 different aspects and how we can follow or adapt this routine to our modern lives. Let's begin. The only thing I ask of you is not to skip this video in any way. If you are here, consider yourself different from the majority. Consider yourself an exception. Now, act like one and don't skip any chapter. Number 1. Eliminate external stimuli. Marcus Aurelius says that it is within your power to retreat into yourself whenever you wish. It is known that Marcus Aurelius used his nights to disconnect. Although he is especially known for his philosophy that advises us to live each day as if it were our last, he also believed in setting aside time to find retreat within his own mind in order to renew himself. He did this as an effort to free himself from stress or negative feelings, disconnecting from external stimuli and seeking value in introspection. External stimuli are changes outside the body or knowledge that is transmitted to us through the senses. Nowadays, we face constant external stimuli, especially when interacting with people and technology. In order to meet the superfluous demands of our modern society, we overload ourselves, and our days become filled with tasks, commitments, meetings, emails, and deadlines. We lose our freedom and peace of mind, and even if we strive to create a balance between work and personal life, it is inevitable that we come home feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and stressed. Our nightly routine usually involves catching up on social media, watching television, or trying to answer those last-minute emails. We need to reduce these stimuli and declutter our minds. Therefore, your nightly routine should be the time you dedicate to yourself. This probably means eliminating many of the nightly activities you are accustomed to and replacing them with new ones that will truly help you disconnect and focus on yourself. This means putting your technology to sleep at least half an hour before you go to bed and seeking tranquility. This can be as simple as a guided 5-minute meditation, such as a body scan or breathing exercise. Mindfulness meditations help calm an overactive mind and tune in with your physical body. This type of meditation can be a retreat within ourselves, and incorporating it into your nightly routine can have an incredibly positive impact. Meditation is known to reduce anxiety, improve mood, and also significantly improve sleep. Your bedtime routine should be a break from the hectic world and a retreat for your tranquil self. Although indulging in binge-watching series, playing video games, meeting up with friends, or scrolling through social media may seem like a personal break, these activities do not actually help achieve tranquility. In fact, they are distracting you from finding it. And while sleep is important, it is often not enough to restore you after a hectic day. A truly relaxing nightly routine needs to include something that allows your mind to shut down. Number 2. Practice physical exercise. Marcus Aurelius tells us, "It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable." Even though Marcus Aurelius lived almost 2,000 years ago, he understood the importance of physical exercise. He believed that a healthy mind cannot exist without a healthy body. The Stoics believed that even a simple exercise routine can teach us virtuous skills for life, such as perseverance, self-development, discipline, overcoming challenges, and building self-confidence. They understood that it was more important to exercise to achieve these high-level skills than to gain external approval. Despite what the media might make us believe, the Stoics already knew at that time that trying to have a perfect body just to show off rarely leads to true happiness. We often avoid our exercise sessions with excuses like, "I'm too tired," "I have a big meeting tomorrow and don't want to be sore," "I'm so stressed at work that I can't even think about exercising." Although many of us avoid exercise for various reasons, it has incredible benefits for physical and mental health, and we should not completely ignore it as part of our routine. Any form of exercise, whether playing sports or going to the gym, is beneficial as it releases a flood of brain chemicals that make us feel good, known as endorphins, which reduce stress levels and improve mood. If you exercise at night, it can even help you fall asleep faster, leaving you feeling refreshed and ready to face the next day. You can also incorporate the concept of taking a quick evening walk to clear your mind, and while you walk, observe the air and the environment around you. Let your mind shift from the day's thoughts to observing the night sky you walk under. Moving and observing the beauty of nature around you will help clear your mind from a busy day and prepare you for a good night's rest. Number 3. Review your day. According to Marcus Aurelius, nothing has as much power to expand the mind as the ability to systematically and truly investigate everything that occurs in your observation of life. The Stoics believed that the two best times for reflection were in the morning and at night. Preparing for the day ahead by recording your thoughts in a journal in the morning and reviewing the day that passed at night. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations with the intention of reviewing his own daily life and thoughts to achieve personal clarity. He constantly kept an eye on his daily actions and choices. The Stoics emphasized the importance of being aware of your own actions and setting aside time at the end of each day to review what happened as a way to become more generally aware. The Stoics called this type of attention one that aims to bring self-awareness to your actions and check if they align with your higher self. Some Stoics compared this type of daily reflection to presenting a case to a court. You recall and judge your day through self-examination of your daily actions and choices, and then review them systematically. This is not meant to be a practice of judgment, but rather a compassionate review that will guide you to make better decisions in the future. You can incorporate this type of daily review into your nightly routine by setting aside time before going to bed to recall the day that has just passed. Review every moment of the day, from the moment you woke up to the moment you are now. Meditate on the various choices and actions you made. What did you do well today? What emotions did you experience? Which parts of your day brought discomfort? How can you learn from what happened today? What did you not accomplish today that you would have liked to? Daily reflections play a fundamental role in Stoic philosophy. They help us prepare for the next day by noting what we would have liked to do today. They are also essential for assessing whether our daily actions are aligned with the person we truly want to be. For example, during the review of your day, you may recall an event such as an unpleasant interaction you had due to a misunderstanding. You will be able to identify how this interaction made you feel. You will highlight the time you spent thinking about the encounter and how it affected your mood during the morning. You may reflect on how you would have liked to handle the situation differently, or how this interaction ended up being insignificant in the overall context of your day. By becoming aware of this event, the next time you face a similar situation, you will be able to approach it with greater awareness. Setting aside time at night to review your daily progress is an important step toward living a Stoic life. Before we move on to number 4, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Seeking knowledge and abandoning ignorance is the best thing a human being can do, and you have done it. Check your subscription to the channel, and if you can, like the video. Number 4, contemplate your inner sage. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, mastery of reading and writing requires a master. Even more, life requires a sage. A sage is someone considered experienced in a particular field and revered for their wisdom, judgment, and expertise. For many people, this sage is a role model. The Stoics took time to reflect on their sages and whether their own actions were in accordance with those of the sage. Marcus Aurelius considered his sage to be Zeno, the founder of Stoic philosophy, and often asked himself, what would he do? Contemplation of the sage should essentially be a moment at night when you reflect on your day or on the person you are and ask yourself what your role model would do. Your role model may be someone you know or simply a concept of an ideal person. It is important to have a clear definition of this person so that you can reflect on whether your actions align with your role model. As part of your nightly routine, set aside a few minutes to remember your role model and ask yourself, did you act as your role model would? In what ways can you improve tomorrow so that your life is more aligned with your role model? What characteristics of your role model did you identify in yourself today? Incorporating a few minutes into your nightly routine to consider the situations you experienced today and whether you reacted as you believe your role model would have done can increase your awareness of your choices for tomorrow and make you a better person, the kind of person you deeply admire. Number 5, adopt a higher perspective. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, think of the substance in its entirety, of which you possess the smallest part, and of time in its entirety, of which a brief, momentary period has been assigned to you, and of the works of destiny and how small your part is in them. Marcus Aurelius advises us to contemplate life from the perspective of the cosmos, or to take a view from above. A view from above means adopting an expanded perspective of your life and looking at yourself and your day as if observing from a third-person perspective to remove personal emotions and anxieties. It is known that in his Nights, Aurelius reflected on his life from the perspective of the cosmos to overcome his limited personal perspective. In today's world, there are many distractions. Whenever we leave the house, we are bombarded with advertisements, news, opinions, and distractions. When we are not at work or with our family, we are on the phone, listening to the radio, watching TV, or using the computer. All this causes mental exhaustion. It is difficult to find space to think and breathe. Apps, games, videos, and TV shows, and the fact that our attention is often directed elsewhere, make it difficult to deal with our problems, anxieties, stresses, and commitments. To help with this, the Stoic exercise of adopting a higher perspective can be used to alleviate the burden of our problems, as it shifts our perspective to a level above ourselves. You can start by dedicating some quiet time at night to observe your immediate surroundings, your body, your home, and the people you live with. Start thinking about what they feel, how you relate to them, what problems, hopes, and fears they may have. Then, broaden your view to see your own city and how all the people living around you have a unique life that you know nothing about. They have hopes, dreams, and fears. Continue broadening your perspective to see your country. Then, even further, encompassing the entire perspective of the planet, considering all the people on Earth, all our lives spread across countries, social classes, races, and cultures. Think about the challenges some of the less privileged people are going through. Continue broadening to the solar system, the universe, and the entirety of existence. When we observe ourselves from above, we see ourselves not as individuals disconnected from the things around us, but as part of a greater whole, a participant in everything that surrounds us. Looking at ourselves from the outside helps us see ourselves and our concerns more objectively. When we distance ourselves from the worries, anxieties, and problems we face, we can see them more clearly, with less emotion, and we have a better chance of understanding their causes and solutions. It becomes easier to see things in context. If you are feeling down because someone insulted you, try this exercise. It is much easier to overcome the emotional obstacles we experience when we put things in perspective. Fights and small misunderstandings, in comparison, many of our problems can dissolve when we compare them to the problems of others or the vastness of space. Number 6. Spend time with family. Marcus Aurelius tells us, "Those who live longer and those who will die soon lose the same thing. The present is all they can give up, for it is all you have, and what you do not have, you cannot lose." For Marcus Aurelius, at the end of the day, it was time to be with family. He clearly loved his children and his wife very much. Even though he was important, famous, and extremely busy, he did not ignore them. At night, he would put his children to bed and kiss them, silently saying to himself, "Don't rush. This may be the last time you do this. It is not guaranteed that you too will make it through the night." He valued this thing in front of him, which was truly the most important thing in his life, and then wished them good night. He did this repeatedly during the time he was fortunate to live. The Stoics used the contemplation of death as a practice to remind themselves of the impermanence of life. A nurse popularly known in Australia, who dedicated herself to caring for terminal patients, said that one of the most common regrets of a dying person is the wish to have spent more time with family. Her patients often regretted missing their children's youth and the company of their partners due to the demands of modern life. Families are spending just over half an hour of quality time together during the week. And even when families gather, many parents say that time is spent silently in front of the TV because they are busy reading, playing computer games, or simply too tired to talk. Just like the Stoics, if we regularly contemplate our death and remind ourselves that there will be a day when we or our children will not wake up to enjoy the beauty of life, we will start making some changes to spend more time with family and frequently tell our children or our family that we love them. Family time is an essential factor that helps create strong bonds, love, connections, and relationships among family members. Spending quality time with family helps deal with challenges, instills a sense of security, inculcates family values, and gives children confidence. Number 7. Prepare for the mornings. Marcus Aurelius says, "In your actions, do not procrastinate." Marcus Aurelius strongly advocated the importance of waking up early every morning. He did this to create a morning routine that made the most of every living moment. Therefore, sleeping meant being a restorative experience and not a time to give in to laziness. A morning routine was essential for Aurelius, but part of this morning routine began even before the morning, as he prepared for the next day the night before. The Stoics used to prepare for the day by setting aside time in the morning to rehearse their days. They did this by considering what they wanted to accomplish that day, preparing for different possible outcomes, and reflecting on themselves. These types of reflections were done by many Stoics both in the morning and at night. To start, you can prepare yourself the night before to make waking up easier. This may mean choosing your clothes for the next day, preparing your bag for work, or having a clear morning routine to follow, as if it were a checklist of actions to be taken, but without having to use your brain to think about what to decide, since it has already been decided the night before. Remember this: the more decisions you make throughout the day, the less effective they will be. Save your head for making small decisions, like what clothes to wear in the morning. This also means going to bed at a reasonable time, so that you can get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Not only is this beneficial for your health, but it will make waking up a more pleasant experience. Preparing for the next day during your nightly routine will not only help you with your morning routine, but can also reduce anxiety about the tasks that await you upon waking up. If you like this video, don't forget to check out our Stoicism playlist, and for more videos that will help you find success and happiness using ancient philosophical wisdom, don't forget to subscribe. This was my contribution. Thank you very much.